The phenomenon of continuous administration of veterinary medications, without clinical recovery in chickens, is one of the most severe economic crises, directly eroding profitability, and increasing mortality rates in intensive poultry production. While poultry producers frequently question drug quality, international epidemiological studies indicate that a large proportion of treatment failures are related to errors in drug management, disease diagnosis, and biosecurity measures. Pouring antibiotic compounds blindly into the drinking water system is not a therapeutic intervention, but an act of technical suicide that actively breeds drug-resistant superbugs. This video will analyze, in detail, for biological mechanisms causing drug inactivation, point out the mistakes of arbitrary drug combinations, and guide you through the technical protocols required to re-establish a successful treatment program, according to global commercial standards, immediately. Biological resistance mechanisms, and biofilm formation of poultry respiratory pathogens. The most common mistake leading to persistent treatment failure in chickens is a lack of understanding regarding bacterial resistance mechanisms, and the tolerance developed due to incorrect underdosing or shortened treatment courses. For avian species with an exceptionally high metabolic rate, using antibiotics at concentrations below the therapeutic threshold, or stopping the medication after only a few days, unintentionally initiates a process of artificial selective pressure within the microbial ecosystem. While susceptible strains are eliminated, this selection drives the emergence and rapid proliferation of drug-resistant strains within the flock. Specifically chronic respiratory disease pathogens, Mycoplasma gallisepticum, or pathogenic Escherichia coli. They develop multiple complex adaptive mechanisms that are capable of reducing the efficacy of antibiotics, or changing cell membrane permeability to actively pump the active compounds out of their systems. More dangerously, bacteria colonizing the drinking water systems over time aggregate to synthesize a durable extracellular polymeric matrix, known as a biofilm. This biofilm functions as an impenetrable shield, adhering firmly to the inner walls of the water lines, severely impairing the access of antibiotic molecules to the bacteria inside, which explains why shifting to advanced antibiotics, or multiplying the dosage, fails to eradicate the pathogen reservoir, causing chronic respiratory issues and systemic infections to persistently recur within the chicken house. Ribosomal structural mutations, and extracellular enzymatic cleavage of molecular antibiotic cores. Delving deeper into the molecular biology of antimicrobial resistance, chronic respiratory pathogens and colobacillosis lineages, under extended selective pressure, switch on targeted resistance genes located on mobile plasmids. For pathogenic Escherichia coli lineages, these genetic sequences can upregulate the expression of specialized extracellular aminoglycoside-modifying enzymes and beta-lactamases, which physically hydrolyze and cleave the foundational ring structures of antibiotic molecules before they can reach their bacterial targets. Concurrently, point mutations emerging within the 30S and 50S ribosomal subunits of the bacteria alter the spatial configuration of target binding sites, leaving large molecule antibiotics like tylosin, tilmacocin, or doxycycline with reduced capacity to dock and arrest pathogen protein translation. This biological modification permits uninterrupted bacterial replication within environments saturated with high antibiotic concentrations, rendering standard therapeutic protocols less effective, and draining farm profit margins. Pharmacokinetic errors, due to misdiagnosis between bacterial and viral etiologies in poultry. A fundamental principle of veterinary pharmacology, that is frequently violated in chicken farms, is the administration of antibiotics to treat viral diseases. Antibiotics are strictly designed to inhibit or eliminate cellular organisms, such as bacteria, by disrupting cell wall synthesis, protein translation, or nucleic acid replication. In contrast, highly contagious viral diseases causing severe enteritis and respiratory distress in poultry, including Newcastle disease, infectious bronchitis, infectious bussel disease, and avian influenza, are caused by viruses, which are non-cellular structures that replicate obligately inside the host cells of the chicken. Pouring kilograms of water-soluble antibiotics into drinking tanks, when chickens are suffering from a primary viral infection, is entirely incapable of eliminating the pathogen, and instead triggers a devastating secondary crisis. High-dose antibiotics destroy the beneficial commensal microflora within the avian gastrointestinal tract, severely impairing nutrient absorption, inducing an increased metabolic burden on the liver and kidneys, and significantly reducing the natural mucosal immune response of the birds. Once these biological barriers are compromised, the chickens become extremely vulnerable to opportunistic environmental bacteria, causing the clinical condition to deteriorate. Mortality to spike, and subsequent therapeutic interventions to reach a total deadlock. Chemical antagonism induced by arbitrary combination of antibiotics and antiparasitic compounds. Many poultry producers, when noticing a slow recovery rate, or suspecting mixed infections in the flock, arbitrarily blend multiple antibiotics or antiparasitic medications into a single water tank, hoping to achieve a synergistic effect. However, from a pharmacological perspective, combining medications without adhering to biochemical interaction laws can lead to adverse interactions. In certain cases, the inappropriate combination of bacteriostatic and bactericidal antibiotics can reduce therapeutic efficacy. Antibiotics are generally classified into two primary categories, based on their mode of action: bactericidal agents, such as amoxicillin, cephalosporins, and fluoroquinolones, which attack rapidly dividing bacteria, and bacteriostatic agents, such as doxycycline, macrolides, and sulfonamides, which arrest bacterial replication. When blended without standard indications, the bacteriostatic agent may halt bacterial cell division, thereby removing the optimal cellular environment necessary for the bactericidal agent to function. This incorrect combination transforms expensive medications into ineffective treatments, while increasing systemic metabolic toxicity. Furthermore, mixing acidic compounds, such as certain anticoccidials or histaminiasis treatments, with alkaline antibiotics induces chemical precipitation inside the water lines, clogging the nipple drinkers, and preventing the birds from receiving the necessary therapeutic concentration. Chemical precipitation inside the water reservoir, and the risk of subclinical renal system damage. The arbitrary blending of antagonistic compounds, or incorrect mineral configurations, can induce immediate chemical precipitation inside the water tank, severely diminishing the bioavailability of the therapeutic active ingredients. Once entering the fluid delivery architecture, these precipitate macroparticles cause localized blockages across the nipple drinkers, depriving the flock of uniform water access, or forcing uneven drug dosing across individual pens. Concurrently, absorbing these incompatible chemical complexes increases the metabolic breakdown and excretion strain placed on the hepatic and renal architecture, directly escalating the risk of renal injury, and triggering visceral gout complexes if non-indicated medications or minerals are deployed. As renal filtration performance drops, poorly excreted urate salts progressively accumulate inside the kidney tubules, silently suppressing bird vigor, degrading feed conversion efficiency, and stripping the avian organism of its native capacity to recover from primary pathogen pressures. Negative impacts of house air quality and mycotoxins in poultry feed on therapeutic success. Therapeutic failure is heavily linked to poor biosecurity management and inadequate control of the microclimate inside the chicken house. When a poultry facility is poorly ventilated and saturated with ammonia gas emanating from wet litter, this toxic gas continuously erodes and destroys the ciliated epithelial cells lining the upper respiratory tract of the chickens. This mechanical barrier is vital for trapping and expelling dust particles and pathogens from the air. Once this protective barrier is destroyed, environmental pathogens penetrate deep into the avian air sacs, causing severe airsaculitis with heavy exudates, followed by perihepatitis and pericarditis. Even if high-quality antibiotics are deployed to eliminate the bacteria, failure to improve the house environment ensures a continuous entry of new pathogens into the respiratory system. Simultaneously, utilizing poultry feed contaminated with mycotoxins, such as aflatoxins, represents a hidden cause of treatment failure. Upon entering the body, mycotoxins directly attack lymphocytes and cause severe atrophy of primary immune organs, specifically the thymus and the bursa of Fabricius, rendering the bird unable to synthesize antibodies to assist the medication in clearing the infection. Additionally, a damaged liver can alter pharmacokinetics and therapeutic efficacy. causing abnormal fluctuations in plasma drug levels that fail to reach minimum inhibitory thresholds. Technical 4-step protocol to re-establish therapeutic success in field conditions. When confronting a disease outbreak where medications have consistently failed, producers must immediately halt the unguided use of drugs and execute a synchronized 4-step technical protocol. The first step is to select live birds displaying the most characteristic clinical signs, to harvest diagnostic samples, such as blood, respiratory exudates, or internal organs, and submit them to accredited veterinary laboratories for isolation and an antibiotic susceptibility test. This technical step is critical to precisely identify the causative bacterial agent, and determine the exact list of active molecules that still exhibit the highest sensitivity against the specific pathogen strain. The second step is to temporarily suspend all current antibiotics, and focus entirely on supportive therapy to restore flock vigor by administering rapid hepatoprotective agents, electrolytes, high-dose vitamin C, and organic acids via drinking water, to recover natural immune function and reduce intestinal pathogen pressure. The third step is to enforce strict biosecurity by conducting routine disinfection in accordance with the farm's established veterinary program, flushing the entire waterline system with specialized organic acids to completely dissolve the biological biofilm matrix, and completely removing any feed bags showing signs of spoilage. The fourth step is to implement a new targeted antibiotic regimen based on the laboratory susceptibility results. Ensuring the dosage is calculated strictly according to the actual total biomass weight of the flock, rather than bird count, completing the full duration of the course according to the specific recommendations of the chosen active compound, dividing daily doses into fixed intervals, and strictly avoiding premature withdrawal when the mortality rate begins to decline. Administering veterinary medications to a poultry flock is a science that demands absolute precision in diagnosis, calculation of therapeutic doses, and synchronization with environmental biosecurity. When a treatment protocol fails, it is not an indication to blindly escalate the antibiotic dosage, but rather a critical signal to pause and evaluate the entire epidemiological ecosystem of your farm. Review your poultry treatment log today, to ensure you are not accidentally driving the selection of superbugs inside your own chicken houses, and permanently dissolving the cash flow of your enterprise.